In the beginning, like, cause I ain't gonna lie, like I said, the meme was actually created by my team. You feel me? So, like I said, coming up, I kept, when the whole situation happened or whatever it is, you know, I kept seeing it and it was bothering me because lots of people kept saying if you was in that situation, I kept seeing it on IG and shit. If y'all was in that situation, you would have ratted too and all type of shit. And like I said, I've been pushing my story to Say Cheese before 6IX9INE even came out. Like I was on Say Cheese, I forgot the year, but I think it was like 3 years ago when I first came home. When I first dropped Get It Up or whatever it is, I threw that on Say Cheese. So I've been pushing my story, rapping that beat 3 life sentences before the whole little 6ix9ine shit or whatever. But like I said, they kept talking about that 6ix9ine shit. My team got tired of that because, you feel me, we've been pushing my story and they stating that nobody would do the opposite, so they compared the stories.
You are, right?
You feel me?
So to everybody out there saying, if you was facing life, you would do that shit too.
Exactly, yeah.
You a fucking lie. My dog didn't do that shit. Fucking dummy. You know what I mean? So that's so dope though, that we got somebody in real life who went through this situation and they didn't take that route.
Exactly.
They stood in the paint and they came home. You here today talking to me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's dope. I mean, so with that being said, what do you think about a label offering 6ix9ine, right? $10 million. $10 million for 2 albums, 1 English, 1 Spanish, all streaming. What do you think about them with this situation? Investing in someone who did what he did and knowing what it means to the community of hip hop and people in general.
What people gotta realize, like I said, I've been called it. I've been said this is gonna happen, so I'm really not surprised, you feel me? At the end of the day, it's business, you feel me? We all know right now, everybody's dying to hear what that man got to say, you feel me? From that situation. So whatever platform he puts that on, he's gonna generate that bread, you feel me? He gonna eat or whatever. So it's like, all these other big companies, these labels and all that, they know that. Just like if I know that, you feel me? So of course they're gonna invest in that and give him that or whatever. Because at the end of the day, we talking about people who not in the streets, you feel me? These big executives and all that and labels, they not street people. They don't care about snitching and all that shit, you feel me? They just see a business opportunity. And that's all they, you feel me, trying to take advantage of.
That's real. And what people don't realize is that he signed to Elliot Grange, right? Which is the son of Lucien Grange, who basically runs and he don't own it, but he basically runs Universal Music Group, right? The man is responsible for taking Universal Music Group network from like 10 million to 22 billion dollars, right? The man is responsible for taking that shit, tripling its value, right? So his son now created this label. So he's basically a rich kid, right? So this whole situation that we're seeing before our eyes is financed by some of the most powerfulest people in the music industry.
Exactly. You get it?
It's deep. You know what I mean?
And like I say, you see what's showing kids. Now kids gonna know they control and do all that fake gangster shit, you know, pay for protection, use niggas to place hits or whatever it is, and then when shit hit the fan, they can fold. You feel me?
Right.
And they know they got the opportunity to become a millionaire for telling.
Real shit.
You get what I'm saying?
This shit crazy, man. So it's like the power that money has is so crazy, bro. So right now, again, what we're seeing is a billionaire, a multi-billionaire money, basically just entertain. This is entertainment. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is entertainment to some people, but to others, this is real life shit. Like you, what you went through. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like, does that make you feel a certain way that some people are being rewarded?
In the beginning, like, cause I ain't gonna lie, like I said, the meme was actually created by my team. You feel me? So, like I said, coming up, I kept, when the whole situation happened or whatever it is, you know, I kept seeing it and it was bothering me because lots of people kept saying if you was in that situation, I kept seeing it on IG and shit. If y'all was in that situation, you would have ratted too and all type of shit. And like I said, I've been pushing my story to Say Cheese before 6ix9ine even came out. Like I was on Say Cheese, I forgot the year, but I think it was like 3 years ago when I first came home. When I first dropped Get It Up or whatever it is, I threw that on Say Cheese. So I've been pushing my story, rapping that beat 3 life sentences before the whole little 6ix9ine shit or whatever. But like I said, they kept talking about that 6ix9ine shit. my team got tired of that because, you feel me, we've been pushing my story and they stating that nobody would do the opposite, so they compared the stories.
You are, right?
You feel me?
So to everybody out there saying, if you was facing life, you would do that shit too.
Exactly, yeah.
You a fucking lie. My dog didn't do that shit. Fucking dummy. You know what I mean? So that's so dope though, that we got somebody in real life who went through this situation and they didn't take that route.
Exactly.
They stood in the paint and they came home. You here today talking to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's dope. It's crazy because you said something about how you was pushing your story to say cheese, right?
Yeah.
You was pushing the story. It's like the story is real.
Yeah.
You're a real person with a real story, and it's gonna match your music. It's not no foo-foo stuff, no fugazi stuff.
Exactly.
And they ain't really pick up your story.
Exactly.
Right? And then you got Akademiks, right? Who was pushing 6ix9ine like crazy. That was his man, bro. Like every day they together. Next thing you know, they best friends. He pushing them. And then this situation happened, and it's like he want to slide to the. You know what I mean?
Bitch up, yeah.
So what? How does that also affect you when you pushing this real story to these people who claim they want to support rappers who really come from this life, and yet they overlook you to support and keep on covering the 6ix9ine story, bro? How did that make you like?
Like I say, all around it showed me though, like, because like I said, I done seen certain. You feel me? I appreciate the certain rappers that did, you feel me, look out and do something for me. Like I said, you can see on my page, Young Thug shouted me out, you feel me? My merchandise and shit or whatever it is. Trick Daddy, he done shouted me out or whatever it is. And, you know, there's a few rappers that's fucking with me or whatever it is, but this shit done went to a point where I know this shit done spread it out. Cause like I said, I hit Saudi Arabia, people from Russia's fans, like my following is all over now and it's all real followers or whatever. But I know for a fact, certain executives, certain people done seen this shit or whatever it is, and you know, nobody don't say nothing, you feel me? But y'all steady talking about the 6ix9ine shit or whatever. When I compare my story to the 6ix9ine shit, it's old stop clout chasing, all type of shit, whatever it is. But like I said, y'all want to talk about that, I'm gonna compare my story to that. You get what I'm saying? Cause like when I was pushing my story before or whatever it is, it is what it is. Niggas wasn't really doing nothing or whatever it is. But when niggas started talking that shit, saying that, oh, if you was in that situation, you would have did that. That's what made me go harder, you feel me, with my team that pushed my story.
Nah, but that shit gonna touch you.
Yeah, exactly, you feel me?
Man, nigga, I did too.
Then I'm seeing motherfuckers saying in comments like, oh, at the end of the day, he's a nobody, he ain't had no money. You feel me? What that shit got to do with anything? You feel me? That actually make it stronger on my behalf. You feel me? If a regular average nigga, you feel me, that didn't really have no money, did this nigga 6ix9ine got money.
Right.
You feel me?
That's real. And that's the thing I don't get. A lot of these people, they trolls, bro.
Yeah.
You can't really take them serious. But guess what? That's the thing about trolling. Trolling is like publicity, right? It's good or bad, don't matter.
Yeah.
Whether they troll you and talk shit or they troll you and talk bad, either way it goes, it's engagement, right?
Exactly.
So like what you were saying about the whole clout chasing, I hate that word.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when it's used incorrectly.
Exactly.
Most of these trolls don't even know how to use the word correctly because they're not from where the word originally originated from, which is the streets. You feel me? How clout chasing? You just comparing your story.
Yeah.
Right? This is a fact.
Yeah.
This is not clout. You're not making nothing up and trying to ride a coattail. They're saying one thing and you're saying, nah, I'm proving you otherwise. I stood in the paint. You feel me?
Exactly.
That's not clout.
It's like, it's comparing football players, comparing athletes. We comparing cases.
Exactly. You feel me?
Lawyers do it all the time. We comparing cases.
Exactly.
You feel me?
So, like that whole term, that shit just throw me off, bro. When I hear that shit, it just drives me crazy. You say clout chasing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The other time they call clout chasing, we flew to LA or whatever it is, and you know, the whole purpose of me flying over there or whatever it is one, because like I said, once I got off probation, I was able to travel and I've never been to LA. You feel me? And I always been following Nips or whatever it is. So when we flew to LA, I made it my priority to go to, you know, his hood, his store and all that. You feel me? Nips wasn't there or whatever it is, but his main man, he was actually all over the news and all that talking when Nips got killed and shit. You know, he made the phone call. Yeah, he made the phone call. No, not Cowboy, it was another dude. He made the phone call and all that or whatever it is. And basically Nips gave the green light. They just said that we couldn't be in the parking lot too long or whatever it is and make sure, you know, we just don't cause any issues over there. So I end up knocking out the video or whatever, and it's crazy, like a year later, around that same time, like that next week, he passed at that same time in that same everywhere he got shot at, that's where I was rapping and, you know, jumping around rapping and shit, whatever. So it was crazy. But I was already pushing that video because, like I said, that was a year before his death or whatever. So now that this man done passed or whatever it is, people been calling it clout chasing because lots of people thought I flew over there and shot that video like once he died and jumped in front of his stove and did it for views and shit, when all along I did this shit like way before, you feel me? So I actually had lots of his peoples write me. There was a lot of Crip niggas, a lot of different people write me, but when I broke it down to him, it was like, man, at the end of the day, nigga, this is what I invested in, this is what I paid for, you feel me? I did this before his death, you feel me? This is my video, I'm not taking it down, I'm not doing anything, I'm gonna keep pushing it because that's what happened. Niggas felt like niggas had to check in and we didn't do that. We went over there and shot a video.
Yeah.
Through love, you feel me? Always been a fan of Nips, you feel me?
And like, bro, that whole thing just threw me off. You feel me? If you go, you do the things the right way, and shit just unfortunately he passed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just so happen to have that song. But what's crazy to me is you keep saying that the people keep saying these different things. That means the trolls is on your ass. Mm-hmm. It's a good thing.
Yeah. They keep talking about a nigga. Yeah.
The trolls keep trolling.
Yeah, I love that shit, honestly.
Top,
yeah, I love that shit, honestly.
You right to the surface where these people gonna be like, oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
You know what? It's time. Let me finally post him because he's bubbling. You know what I'm trying to say? So everything gonna slowly fall in place as long as you keep staying consistent. You know?
Like I say, my little slogan is: you do some fake shit, you receive hell. You do real shit, it's crickets. You feel me?
And unfortunately, that's some real shit, bro.
Yeah,
that's some real shit.
G shit.
What? Don't let that shit change you. You feel me?
Yeah.
Stay in the paint just like you have, because that's your proof of concept. You feel me? You stood in the paint with some shit that 99% of the motherfucking people in the world claiming they wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And people saying it online that they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So you stood in the paint. You was that 1%. So you feel me? That's the big shit right there.
That's love, bro.
Definitely, all right?